Hi, this is Carl Polachek, and this is another SOP video for managed service providers. Today I want to talk about playing telephone in your service business. Too many people unintentionally play telephone inside their own business. You know the game of telephone, where somebody whispers something to somebody and they whisper it to somebody else and it follows all the way down to the end of the line. And then it turns out the message has been completely transformed into something different. Well, unfortunately, that's what many people do in their own businesses. They train one person who does an amazing job, and then that person trains the next person, and that person trains the next person. And pretty soon, the training has gotten off to the side. It's no longer the kind of training that you originally intended for your business. So what happens is that you have inconsistency over time in how you manage your business, how you deliver services, how you talk to clients, how you document, right? On and on and on. Every single piece of your business is just a little bit off from what you intended. Here's the reason most of us don't like that game of telephone, because we know somebody somewhere along the way intentionally changed the message. It's bad enough when people are acting intentionally and acting with integrity, but when you know that somebody somewhere along the way changed the message just to be funny or just to put their own spin on things, that changes the game. Well, the equivalent in your business is somebody who thinks that the way that you want to run your business is wrong, and so they want to do it their way, and so they intentionally change the training to make it veer off a little bit from what you originally thought was a good idea. This also happens with sales. This happens with service delivery. It literally happens with every aspect of your business. So you have to figure out, how do you maintain a system where the message always comes directly from what you intended to the new clients, the new prospects, and especially the new employees? Well, luckily, the answer is very straightforward. Documentation. If you have solid documentation and you can hand it to a new employee and say, this is the way that we do things, this is how we talk to clients, this is how we document work, this is how we enter our time in the system, this is how we configure a router and a firewall and a switch, this is how we set up a new desktop, this is how we configure cloud services. If you are clear and precise in exactly how you want your service to be delivered, you can enforce that. Remember, you cannot control people, but you can control your processes. So, controlling your processes means, first of all, you have to have one. Second, you have to document it. And third, you need to enforce it. You need to make sure that somebody is following up to verify that your systems are being implemented the way you want them to be. Do what you can. Remember, most people are very well intentioned. They want to do a good job. It's your documentation that helps them define what constitutes a good job. For Small Biz Thoughts, this is Carl Polachek, wishing you the best of luck in your managed service business. Please like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell so you can be notified when we post a new video.